This is a picture of my father. He was in the Navy. He would come see me as much as he could. I was incarcerated for about 44 years. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. My co-defendant committed a crime, but we was given the same sentence. I was 26 years old when I went to prison, and when I got out, I was 70 years old. I was released from prison September 2020. Even if you have a family relationship, the most difficult part is finding a place to live. It puts fear in me because that's one of my biggest hang-ups, not being able to have a roof on my head.
People talk about how the COVID-19 pandemic created a housing crisis. There was already a housing crisis. Countless families across Chicago are dealing with housing insecurity. Uptown has been the most racially and economically diverse neighborhood in the city. But that's what's under threat right now. Displacement is accelerating, especially under this COVID-19 pandemic, where low-income renters don't have the security they need to be able to stay in the neighborhood. I myself am a tenant in Uptown, and I work in Uptown at the UPLC, which is an organization that is focused on protecting Uptown from the pernicious effects of gentrification and a housing crisis. Who's here heard about the COVID-19 eviction protection ordinance? No one. Okay, well, this is good. I get to fight for my neighbors, help them protect their housing, help them get into housing, help them to sustain their housing. Negotiation period. The landlord must try, and when I say try, I mean that they have to show a good faith effort. Now, let's talk about what happens in court. Housing insecurity also manifests in terms of discrimination. One of the big ways is discrimination against people with a record.
I went to fill the application for an apartment. The apartment manager, what they said was that due to my criminal history, they was unable to let me have the apartment.
And you see, we have this provision here that clearly this landlord violated. And for that to be blocking your housing, that's very much blatantly against the Just Housing Amendment. Would you want to live there if you could?
Well, I like the location. I thought that they could use the excuse for having a criminal record to deny you a subsidized housing. But it turned out it wasn't. The apartment manager had to grant me an apartment.
When I received the email and that James was going to be moved in, I was ecstatic. And that was when I realized, like, this is what being a lawyer is all about. Hey, James, how are you? Helping people rebuild, that's good for everybody. That's good for the community. That's good for society as a whole. It's something that will reduce homelessness in the long run. It'll reduce segregation in the long run. And it'll reduce recidivism in the long run. I'm glad that you have this. This is nice. Anything we can do to help. This is awesome. I'm so happy for you, James. This is great. Housing establishes the floor on which all these other things are built. I couldn't think of a better way to start my legal career than working for my neighborhood in my own neighborhood. And because of the Equal Justice Works Fellowship, I'm able to think more broadly about that mission. To be able to use all the work that I did in law school so early on to have such an impact on an individual is tremendous. It's because of my sponsors, Seyfarth Shaw and United Airlines, and it's because of all the great people that work at EJW that I'm able to get up in the morning and do this work.